there's another whole element to this that is making me think again, which was why this could be a two-parter blog, and that's why this is so important to me, because I can't escape the realization that I'm attracted to the person that I'm talking to in this topic. And that forces me again to analyze why I'm motivated so strongly to enter into anything with people. By people, let's just call it what it is, guys that I'm attracted to. Why is that so meaningful? Why am I so powerfully governed by this desire to be a part of their lives? And it's because I want, or at least I've concluded, it's because I want some feeling of intimacy and acceptance from guys I'm attracted to. I get that from so many people. I have friends and I have family, and they like me, love me for who I am, but, you know, let me see somebody I would find attractive that's not someone that I would not want to associate with. And this person might sound like somebody I don't want to associate with, but that's not the case. He's impressed upon me that he's actually rather witty, pretty clever, you know. There's things about him I like. I really do. And then, of course, he's attractive. So now I'm falling into my habitual behavior of wanting to be a part of this person's life and powerfully motivated by that, I suppose. And it makes me feel crazy. God, it's like, can't I just not? Can't I accept that he is where he is and what he is and just move on? No. He's closely tied to another guy I'm fucking attracted to. They're brothers. Boy, sounds like I'm in a counseling session or some shit. But it's just the pattern of behavior. Why can't I stop it? And I see its problems. I hold on to this behavior because I think what underlies it all is this, I suppose, heart of gold of mine. I got the impression because I was considered the Tin Man in a Facebook quiz of who am I from the Wizard of Oz, and the first description was, I have a heart of gold. So I'm like, I can't disagree with that. I think part of this is governed by my natural readiness to love and accept any individual, be they attractive or not. So I don't want to let go of that aspect because I value that in me. I find it good. But at the same time, there's something more obsessive to it, a little less than emotionally sound, that drives me to want more from any individual that I find attractive, man, and that has generally overall decent character traits that don't make them, loathsome. And so I start this blog talking about my desire to change people's minds and ending it on how I'm governed by my need, I suppose, to be in some sort of emotional and physical intimacy with someone I'm attracted to. And the physical thing I've been contemplating as well, like everything else, and I'm thinking it could be a little overrated. But I guess by what I'm talking about, I should just label it as sex, not necessarily physical intimacy. I don't see that being overrated. Sex, though, it's kind of like strawberries. Child people make strawberries out to be so damn much, and it's just they're pretty. That's it. You add some strawberries to a fruit drink, it turns pink, and everyone likes it. It don't really add that much flavor. It's overrated. Like sex. But, that's not a topic I want to get into yet, because I'm sure there's some people out there who think that I'm full of the fool for thinking that's overrated. But at any rate, physical intimacy is not. But the point I'm getting at is what I'm governed by. This is our physical and emotional intimacy with someone that I find attractive. And how it pushes me in ways, and then thus makes me sensitive when I enter into some sort of relationship with this individual, be it just a friendship or a fucking chat correspondence. Come on, that's all it makes me feel crazy. I want to overcome this, but God in heaven, what was it? Gott in Himmel. German. One of the guys I was referring to taught me that. They both speak German, since they're brothers and all that shit. Gott in Himmel. That's so funny. Gott in Himmel. God in heaven. What in Gott in Himmel? Can't I get over this shit? There's obviously some evolutionary factors at play, powerful forces that govern why we are so drawn to people we're attracted to and do everything in our power to make things work out in our favor. But I'm just too cerebral to accept that I can only be governed by forces that have been laid down and programming that's ingrained in my DNA and mental hardwiring that's beyond my control. Because, as another friend of mine once told me, what makes us human is we can choose. And that was a debate and a discussion in some level, but we can choose. We can acknowledge I'm governed by this powerful force, but I can choose to follow it or swim against it or whatever for the sake of personal growth. Isn't it important to change a person's mind? If I just go down to the core of my wisdom, I would say we can't change anyone. And so what's important to acknowledge is that it's not something I can do. What I can voice is what I feel. I feel it is hurtful overall in the long run to dislike people for how they express themselves. And that's probably how I would conclude this if I could ever reach resolution with this individual on this topic, because it does indeed somewhat bother me. And that is that I feel that it is hurtful to dislike said individuals for how they express themselves. And ultimately, I honestly feel that that mindset, not necessarily the topic of what that person dislikes, but the mindset is the kind of mindset that leads to one not accepting things not only in others but in oneself for how they choose to express. And thus, that is where I reach the conclusion that he might be self-hating. But that's just not something I can approach with him really anymore, because it set off some buttons. It's a philosophy. I could be wrong. I can't change his mind or anyone else's. And I shouldn't have that agenda. So if he does watch this, then I can apologize for the attempt to change him or anyone else and try to learn from it. Though I do think it is important that people somehow come around to learning on their own, however they choose, how to accept others and themselves without holding on to reasons to divide if those reasons aren't important. As far as my being governed by my desires, Gott in Himmel. That's about it. I don't know if I reached any resolution, but I feel a little better having expressed all that. So these are getting more serious, which is really what the point of me doing this in the first place was. I may do something silly next time, who knows, but and don't give me shit for not wearing a shirt. I'll wear what I want. Bye.